Hey guys, it's Christina. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be my most worn fragrances of 2021. I thought this would be a very helpful video. I was very surprised. I went through my fragrance collection. I went through all my perfumes, which I have almost 100 bottles of perfume, which is insane. And I was very surprised at the ones that had the biggest dents. So I went through and I looked at which ones had the most amount of like juice missing from them. And I also kind of thought about it like, when did I last wear this? Do I wear this a lot? And it was surprising. And I thought this would be a fun video to do because what I love and what I guess theoretically would always smell like is not what I wear the most, just because of practicality things like work and like whatever, like my life. Obviously I don't want to smell like this strong, like super strong, like rose or super, I don't even really wear rose that much, but you know what I mean? I don't want to smell like insane going to like the gym or working like at the hospital. So that's why I decided to do this video. So a little background, I work in a hospital. My everyday life, I hang out with friends, I hang out with family, I go out to eat a lot, I do travel a lot, but my everyday life is mostly like, I get up, I go work out, I go to work, and I spend a lot of time in the hospital because I'm also in school, so that's mainly me. So my scent or my scent profile has to be very, I guess, a little bit like more chill. Like I can't be out there like smelling really strong and whatnot. So I think that these fragrance choices are really, really good for those of you who are like healthcare workers, or those of you who work in office environments or work in close proximity to other people in general, or I don't know. They're a little bit more understated, but they're still very nice original fragrances because I'm an original ass bitch. I just don't like to, have my own taste and everything, and I don't like to be like everybody else. Everyone says that, but really we're all the same. But no, I truly feel like I have my own taste and everything. So let's just get into it. So the first one really surprised me of how much I've used. I've gone through over a half of this bottle, and this honestly is, out of all the scents I'm going to show you, this is one that is one of my favorite scents probably out of everything that I own, and it's Prada La Femme. So it is a clean, soapy, very nice, like everyday fragrance. It does have a little bit of a different vibe than the original Prada La Femme. It has frangipani in it. It's very fresh. It's a little bit floral. It's a tad bit sweet, but it has like a very smooth, creamy quality to it. So it's just like clean, fresh, creamy, delicious. This just smells like you are a very hygienic, feminine woman. And I love this. I love this so much. I honestly reach for this all the time. For the longest time, this was in my shower this past summer because I wore it practically every day. This is a wonderful gym scent. This is a wonderful fragrance to get for your girlfriend or for your mom, for your wife, for anybody. I can see anybody of any age wearing this. I just love it. Longevity is also really good, I think, and projection is very good. I kind of overspray this. I'm a bit of a heavy sprayer, but even if you didn't, it still would project really well. People around you would be able to smell you. It's not an overwhelming scent. And something that has happened to me in this past year is I've had a sensitivity, like a serious sensitivity to certain smells. I don't know what it is. I've never had an issue before with being sensitive to smells, but there's been a few, I'm just looking back at my fragrances, but there's been a few fragrances that have actually given me headaches and also have made me sick. Like literally I've worn certain fragrances and have ended up sick from them, and thus ended up selling them or giving them away to someone who would wear them. This is one that's just very good for anyone who's sensitive to fragrances as well, because it's not strong on any notes that I would think would irritate people or cause migraines or anything like that. And it's just so pleasant. Prada La Femme. Next, so this one is no surprise. This has been one I've been wearing now for a couple of years. This is Hermès Eau de Merveille. And when I'm done with this, which I'm about halfway done, I'm going to get the bigger bottle. This one is, I think, the 50 ml. And this is a very pretty citrusy woody fragrance. This was my go-to, one of my go-tos this past spring and summer. It's incredibly fresh and sexy. I think this is such a sensual, sexy fragrance. I get nonstop compliments when I wear this. It's very light, it's citrusy, it's understated but noticeable, it's unique. It's not like your typical lemony, fresh citrus scent. It's fresh in a different way, and I love it. I love the woody dry down. I love how it reminds me of the beach. I just love this. If you have not smelled this, I think the whole Hermès line in general, especially like the Eau de Merveille, Eau de Merveille Blue, they're just very crisp, fresh fragrances, slightly masculine, have a little bit more of a masculine note to it. And I don't mean that in a way that like only women can wear this or only men can wear this. I could imagine that the notes in these fragrances would be a little bit more masculine or whatever. But at the same time, it's like, it makes it sexy. It makes it sexy. It makes it understated. I love it. I love this so much. All right, so next that I've worn a ton of is actually a body mist. I'm going to wear this the rest of my life type of thing. Oh my goodness. So this is, what is the name of the brand? Sol de Janeiro. Brazilian crust Cherryosa 71, caramelized vanilla, macadamia, and whatnot. To me, this has a little bit of a salted caramel vibe to it, and at the same time, it's a creamy, delicious vanilla. It projects and performs like a perfume. And out of so many perfumes I've tried with like caramel, vanilla notes in them, supposedly, this is the one that performs the best. It smells super good. They actually make a deodorant as well, but the deodorant's I think a different fragrance, but I wear the deodorant every day. Like, this entire brand, all of their body mists are so good, but this is my favorite one. As you can see, I'm almost finished with this bottle, my second bottle, so I'm gonna have to repurchase it, but this is just delicious. Like, this is edible and sexy and sweet and caramel and oh my god, yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. And this is also soft. This is one as well that I wear to work all the time. And it's not super heavy, even though it's sweet and like a caramelly type fragrance. It's not super heavy, so I can wear it anywhere. And I believe it can also be sprayed in your hair. So sometimes I do spray it in my hair, and I do use the dry shampoo by this brand as well. I just love this so much. If you haven't tried these particular body mists, I would suggest smelling them, and I highly recommend number 71. It's my absolute favorite, especially if you like the sweet, delicious gourmand scents, if you like caramel, if you like vanilla. Oh man, it's amazing. Like 10 out of 10. All right, so this next one is one that I've just talked about so much on my channel. I don't want to spend too much time talking about it, but this is Glossy At You. This is like my third bottle. Again, this one, I'm going to be honest with you. I've worn so much that I'm tired of it, and I don't think I'm going to repurchase. But it's, at the same time, so nice, and this is a scent that people I think know me by now. It is basically one of my signature scents. It is a clean, irisy, musky scent with a little bit of a spice to it. It mostly just smells like delicious, clean skin. It smells like you're a very fresh, clean person, and that's pretty much it. You just smell really clean, and I love that. This is so nice for work. It does leave a trail. It makes a really nice scent bubble, and I find that it's unique. There's a lot of musk scents out there that I think are just very heavy. A lot of people have commented recommending Narciso Rodriguez fragrances, and honestly, you guys, have tried so many of them, and they're just not my thing. They're not my vibe. They don't mix well with my skin chemistry. This really does. I love it. I love the iris in here. I love how it's a little bit powdery, but still a little musky, but at the same time, it just smells really delicious and clean. And it's a little bit sexy in a way as well. If you haven't tried it, the marketing behind this is basically what this is in my opinion. It smells like you, but better. I love this so much. I think this is better than like the Juliet Has a Gun Not a Perfume and all the other fragrances that are, I guess, made to be kind of like this type of fragrance. I just like it. But again, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of these type of fragrances a little bit, so I won't be repurchasing it. But I've used a shitload of it. So that's that. This next one actually I bought because I was using the hair products and I loved it, the hair product, so much that I bought the fragrance. I have not talked about this on my channel yet. So this is a new fragrance for you guys to go check out. And this is by, I'm going to totally butcher this. Ouai. This is called Melrose Place, and it is a rose scent. And I'm usually not like this girl who likes rose scents, but I love this so much. It's a delicious, fresh, crisp, like just crisp rose scent, and it smells so good. It's so fresh, it's so clean. It just smells like a beautiful, clean, sexy woman. And the rose in here is so feminine and so bright and so happy. This is a happy fragrance. It's my best way to describe it. And I think that the whole line of the Ouai fragrances is really, really good. And I haven't had this that long, but I've used it a ton, even though it's winter, and this is so not a winter scent. This is definitely more of like a spring, summer type scent. I just love it because I love the hair products, and I use the Ouai the air foam for like air drying my hair. I use a bunch of their products, and I love the way they smell, and I love putting the fragrance on to kind of match what my hair smells like. And I just feel so fresh and clean and feminine when I wear this fragrance. So I love it. If you love these type of fragrances that are very fresh, clean, airy, very feminine, and just beautiful wearable fragrances that you can wear every day, anywhere, definitely check this out. It's actually super affordable too. I think this is like $50 for the full 1.7 or 50 mils, 1.7 ounce, $50. It's pretty damn good if you ask me. All right, so next is one that I have to repurchase as I'm almost out, which is crazy. I never thought I would finish one of these Montal fragrances, and if you're wondering what they feel like when they finish, you kind of hear that little, I don't know if you can hear it, but like, yeah, you hear like that there's not that much liquid in there, and I can feel that it's a lot lighter. So I just know soon I'm going to finish this, and I hate that I can't see it. This is Montal Chocolate Greedy. So I own quite a few of the Montal fragrances. They're kind of my go-to for winter, but this is one that's soft enough that I can wear absolutely anywhere, and it's just delicious. You literally smell like hot chocolate. And I know that maybe that's not for everyone, but this also has some woody notes and other like aspects to it, some depth that make it smell like, obviously you don't smell just like hot chocolate. It smells like you're wearing a perfume. But I love this. I love this so much. It's edible, it's delicious, and it projects. You really don't need to overspray this, but I've literally feel like I've been wearing this every single day since like October, and I love it. I love this so much, and it mixes so well with so many of the fragrances I have. I mix it with Good Girl Supreme, I mix it with Lancome Trésor La Nuit, I mix it with, I'm looking at my perfume tray, Cocoa Woods from Nest. I mix it with so many fragrances that I have, and it just intensifies that chocolatey coffee aspect in any fragrance. So I think it's a great fragrance to layer with other fragrances. I think it smells good on its own. I think it's super sexy. I've gotten compliments on this from so many people, and I've actually gotten people to purchase this because it smells so damn good. And it also mixes well with my Cheriosa spray because, like, who doesn't want to smell like caramel and chocolate like during this time of year? Anyway, I've used so much of it, and it's insane because it's like a really strong fragrance. That is one that is a beast. I think all Montal fragrances for the most part are a beast. They project a lot and they are very strong. So go show you how good it is. So go get it. Okay, so next one is one that's actually getting, I think it's discontinued already, but you can definitely just go get a different version of this, which I will mention once I mention the fragrance. So this is Monger Sensual, which basically smells exactly like Monger Intense. It is a Monger with a lot more vanilla, and it's a lot more creamier. I've been trying not to use this so much because it's discontinued and the Intense is slightly different, and I love this version so much. But if you can find Monger and Sensual, I recommend picking it up, especially if you can find it cheap. But this is just lavender, vanilla, some other floral notes, a little bit of jasmine, and it's like mostly on the dry down a creamy, smooth, sensual vanilla, and I love it. For every day, it's perfect. For work, it's perfect. It's not too much. It's not too much for the office. It's honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, this is a little bit of a boring fragrance. Yeah, but it's pleasant and it's pretty and it's feminine. So I've used a ton of this. I've used it on a ton of my other Mongerlans. I have the regular Mongerlan, the Eau de Toilette, which I think is also discontinued, and this one, but this is one I think I've used the most of out of all of them because I love it so much. And if you're going to get any Mongerlan, I would say to get the Intense because it's most similar to this. This is my favorite one out of all of them. Very good, delicious vanilla scent. Very feminine, very pretty, very sexy. Okay, so next is Chanel Chance Eau Vive, which I've talked about a ton. I mentioned it in my Chanel collection video. This is like, I think out of all of my Chanel fragrances, the one I reach for the most. And I have a lot of fragrances, like I say, for a girl who has like close to 100 fragrances, to have a dent like this, it's a big deal. So I reach for this a lot. This is a very bright citrus grapefruit woody scent. It's very, 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 very classy smelling. I love this. I love this when I need to feel a little bit more serious. I love this when I need to go to like an interview or have something like that going on, but I also just like this for the everyday. This is a wonderful scent. Again, I wear this more in the spring and summer than in the winter, but it's probably, out of all of my Chanels, this is the one I use the most of, which is surprising because I do have other Chanels that I think, like, ability-wise, like, I like them more, but I use this one more. So this is more practical for me. The scent profile is just fresh and delicious and clean and not too much. So highly recommend. Super, super good. Okay, so I have 3 more fragrances for you guys. So Lancome EDP is the next one, which is a rose vanilla. Again, like Mongerlan, I think this is a little bit on the boring side. It's very common smelling, but it's so pretty and so feminine. It's a very pretty, smooth, creamy rose. And you know, for someone who doesn't like rose, I sure do have a lot of rose fragrances in this lineup, don't I? I love this so much. So much. Maybe I do like rose. I just think like it has to be done right, and this is done so right, and I love this so much. This is a great date night fragrance. This is kind of my go-to when I'm going out on a date or with my friends out. Like, this is my go-to. I don't wear this so much to work, but literally this has not left my fragrance tray in months, and it'll leave and I'll replace it with something, and then I'll just grab this right back because I like it that much. And for a designer fragrance, I think this is so good. This is so long lasting. It does give me a little bit, like, if you've never smelled this before and you've smelled some like of the niche fragrances, Delina Exclusive kind of has this creaminess to it. This has a similar creamy quality. They smell nothing alike, but I'm just saying the creaminess is similar. And I think during the time that those 2 fragrances, or the Delina fragrances, came out, a lot of designer brands came out with like these creamy rose fragrances, very similar, reminiscent of Delina, but I just love Idola. I think it's probably one of the best roses there is, and if you like fragrances that are very feminine and beautiful, check it out. It's super nice. All right, and so a couple more, you guys. So I'm gonna mention this one because this is my most used niche fragrance by far. Honestly, you guys, a lot of my niche I got rid of recently. I've been trying different niche fragrances, but I'm in this vibe right now where I want to keep things in my collection that are very wearable. And like I said, my lifestyle is a little bit different than some people. Some people work from home, some people work in fashion or in, you know, industries where they can wear these strong, crazy fragrances. I don't. So if I'm not going to use something, there's no point in me keeping it. But this is one that I love, and it is strong. It is a heavy hitter, but it's wearable and it's so nice. And this is Xerjoff Overture. There's a couple more Xerjoff fragrances I want to get, but this is one that I've used so much. I swear, I think same thing with like the Montal bottle. Like I probably have used like this much, and this is like super strong. This is probably equivalent to like the Extrait, the perfume, like just straight perfume. It's super strong. You only need like 2, maybe 3 sprays. It'll last all day. And this has orange, and it has woods, and it has a little bit of incense, and it's sweet, and it's deep, and it's just delicious. On my skin, I project a lot of orange and woody notes with some incense, and it just smells really delicious and deep and very sensual at the same time, very sexy. So this is one of my favorite fragrances of all time. And I can't put it down. Like even during the winter I pull way more woody notes on my skin, but during the summer I pull a lot more of the deep like orange and the fresh notes. And I swear it's like you're getting 2 different fragrances in the seasons, because the weather really does change the notes that are brought out in the fragrance, and this is so complex that it's interesting to see. But I love this so much, and I've used so much of it. It's one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. All right, so this last one is for those of you who like sweet berry fragrances, and this is a cheapie, but I use it so much and I absolutely love it. I always get compliments on it, and it's just delicious. And this is Salvatore Ferragamo Signorina Misteriosa. This has berries, and it just smells like a blackberry syrup, and it's ever so slightly, like it has some sort of a darkness to it, but it's mostly just like sticky sweet berries. That's the best way I can just describe it. Sticky sweet berries. And it's so sexy and so pretty, and I love this so much. I love mixing this with other berry scents or lotions that have strawberry in it or berries, and just kind of layering it up so I just smell like a sweet, sticky, delicious berry pancake. Oh my god, it sounds ridiculous, but honestly, this is an amazing fragrance. It's super cheap. I think I bought this bottle for like $25 or something like that. I'm like more than halfway done with this bottle. I probably need to buy a backup, but I love it. If you find this at Marshall's, if you see it on one of the discount sites, definitely check it out, especially if you're a gourmand lover, especially if you're a sweet fragrance lover. I also think this would be really good for younger people. Like if you have a daughter who's in her teen years, I think that they would love this. And not that this is immature in any way. This definitely is a grown-up fragrance, but it leans more young, I guess, because it is so sweet, at least in my opinion. And it's just amazing. I love this so much, and again, I use this a ton. And so that's it, you guys. Those are my most used fragrances of 2021. I know when I looked at this list, I was like, my gosh, like I have so many other fragrances that are like a lot more expensive, more interesting, newer, like whatever, but these are the ones I use, like genuinely reach for. So I hope you guys found this fun and helpful, and I would like to know what your most used fragrances are. So please leave a comment below and let me know, because I think if you are genuinely using a fragrance, like you actually use it every day, it kind of means something, because we have the fragrances that we like, and then we have the ones that are more practical for everyday lives, and I think that would be interesting to know. So comment below, let me know which ones are your most used. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, and I will talk to you guys very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye.